Vidit, a few months ago we had done a blindfold session with you where you solved some positions.
Right.
And you were able to solve them really well. So we would like to take it up a notch now.
Sure.
And give you some more positions this time. So it's like your daily dose of training.
Alright, let's see what I can do today.
Okay, so the first position is white king on f1, rook h6, pawn f6.
Okay.
And black is king e6 and bishop b7.
Okay.
So
White to play,
first
yeah.
question which I have to ask any strong player is that have you seen this position before?
No.
Okay, so this is unique for you. Now that you started thinking, you have to speak a bit loud your thought process.
Yeah, well, I thought this was such a easy question. First of all, like I thought such a easy problem. Like I thought f7 check. He can't take on f7, king rook h7. King e7 he has to go. But then I thought just rook h8 and if king f7, rook h7. But then there is bishop a6 check. So I have to find a way to not fall in this.
Yeah.
Because I cannot give f8 queen, king f8, rook h8, king g7 there is. So I think f7 seems correct to me. So f7, king e7. Now here I have to find some trick to what can I do? Okay, if I move my king like king f2, he'll just play bishop d5. So I can't do that.
Why do you think f7 is the first move is correct?
Looked very natural to play f7. I mean, there are options like rook h7. Apart from that, I don't. Okay. There is an option of bringing the king simply to g5. Okay, that's another candidate.
Okay.
To bring king f2, let's say something like this.
But first you want to go for forcing.
Yeah, I just see if it works. So f7 check, king e7. Rook h8 doesn't work because of bishop a6. Rook e6 check or something doesn't make any sense. King f7 simply. Rook f6 if I play king f8 and then he'll go bishop d5 and bishop f7. So I don't think this is working. If I start with rook h7, then also I mean he can just move the bishop d5 or somewhere, f7, king e7. So probably I have to play king f2 in the first position. Now if he plays king f7, rook h7, so he has to move the bishop. I think ideally black would like to play king f7 and bishop g6 and then take on f6. But he has to do it carefully because if bishop e4, then I play king f4, king e3, bishop moves king f4, king f7, king g5, and I don't think he gets this setup. So just wondering how he can get this. King f2.
But do you think that if the king reaches the pawn, it's winning for black?
No, I'm not sure about it. Because even then there are some drawing positions. Like, yeah.
So let's go back to your forcing line with f7 first move.
Yeah, I mean there was one move which I liked a lot, but I was not sure. f7, king e7, and now something like rook d6, which looked very funny. But the point is, I'm simply waiting for black to make a move. He can't go to c8 because I have queens and rook d8. Bishop e4, rook e6. Bishop f3, I have rook f6. He has bishop h1, but then I can probably just move king g1. And then he's out of moves. So probably rook d6.
Yes, perfect. Rook d6 was the key move.
It's a very, it's a move which doesn't come naturally, but I spotted it, but then I thought, okay, maybe not. Just,
It's a move which is, at first you think doesn't make any sense, but on deeper inspection, black is out of moves. It's like zugzwang.
Yeah, it's very nice geometry there.
Fantastic. Okay, let's take another one. White king h1, rook h3, pawn a2, black king c7, knight h4, pawns a3, D2. D for Delhi. D2.
I think this is some famous problem.
So you've seen this one, yeah?
No, I've not seen it. I mean, I've not solved it definitely, but somehow it feels like I've seen it somewhere, but I've not solved it. Probably you only gave it to me sometime.
So it's white to play.
And draw.
Yeah, and draw this because black
Yeah.
is making a queen right now.
Yeah, so okay, either I have two options as white to give check on c3 or go rook d3. Somehow giving check looks artificial to me, but there can be a point. The point can be like rook c3. Now king can't go to d5 because check. So king b6 because king will try to come forward. Rook b3 check. King c5. Rook b1. But I think I have wasted a lot of tempi. Just king c4, king c3, and I don't think this is the solution. So I have to play rook d3 first move. Knight f3. Okay, now I can't play king g2 because knight e1. But maybe it's not the end of the line. E1, knight e1, king e2, knight d3, king d2. Maybe I am trying to win the a3 pawn, if it's possible. So knight e1, king f1, knight d3, king e2. Somehow it's hard for me to believe. Knight b4, knight e2. Just yeah. No, wait.
You lose the a2 pawn and that's the end of the line?
No,
or?
that's not the end of the line. And if I provoke the pawn to a2, probably it's a draw. So knight b4, king d2, knight a2, king c2. And now knight b4, king b3. If a2, king b2. I think I'm just trying to figure out if this is a draw. I don't think he can make progress. Because king on a1, then he has to bring king to b3, but then it's stalemate. So now I'm thinking if after king e2, he can do something else apart from knight b4, knight a2. But let's say knight goes to e5, king d2, king b6, king c3, king b5, king b3, knight c4. Probably I just wait king c3, king b3 and he can't progress. Probably this is the solution.
Yes, you are right. Perfect. So rook d3 is right, and then you basically bring your king in.
Yeah, because I can't waste tempo with rook d5 because he plays king c6 and just brings the king.
So this position with knight and a pawn on a2 is a theoretical draw that a student should know, or he has to calculate on the board.
Yes, yes. Also, I mean, this is some pattern. I mean, also there is one thing like, let's say king on h8, pawn on h7, king on f7, white king h8, pawn h7, black king f7, and white has a knight. Let's say knight g5, check, king f8, black plays. And now you can't lose a tempi with the knight. It's kind of similar to this.
Right. Fantastic. So with it, time to make it a little more difficult, yeah?
Okay.
Because you clearly could solve these ones pretty quickly within, let's say, a minute. So this one has more pieces on the board.
Okay.
It's still a study. King c1, rook g3, knight g5,
All right.
pawns a2, b2, c3, b4, d4. So there's a 5 pawns there, and f2, g2. So
Okay.
7 pawns for white, and rook on g3, knight g5, and king c1. Black king f5, rook a7, rook d8, bishop c8.
Okay. He's
Black
a rook
is
up, yeah.
And he has pawns on a4, b5, d5, d7, e7.
Okay.
And have you seen this before? Okay.
Quite unusual. Black is simply a rook up.
Yeah, black is simply a rook up, and it seems like a very normal position where
No, but white pawn is on a3 or a2?
a2.
a2. And white has a pawn on b4?
Yeah, a2,
A3.
b2, c3, b4, d4.
Okay. So what I think is now some kind of fortress, it can be possible. Like I have to give the knight on d6, like knight f7 and knight d6, and then knight f7 first move. What
Okay.
he can do, rook f8 is kind of lame. Maybe lame.
Why is it late?
Because I can give rook f3 check, no? King g6, knight e5, king g7, rook g3, and now keep checking. So knight f7, rook e8 he has to go. Okay, now I have to figure out a way to give my pieces and he can't enter. It's some kind of fortress I have to build. Okay, so rook e8. Okay, so just to confirm, a2, b2, b4, c3, d4. Black has a4, b5, d5, d7, e7.
Yes.
In f2, g2.
Yeah, d5, d7 and e7.
Yeah, e7. Okay. So, wait. I can give now knight d6 check, e d6, rook f3. Now king g5 means I keep checking, so eventually has to go to e file, rook e3 check, king f7, rook e8, king e8.
So the rook exchange is forced.
Yeah, rook exchange, I forced it. Now I play a3. Now black's rook is on a7, so he needs some time to come to h file or somewhere. Then I'll play a3, I stop this a3 move of his. Then he'll play, let's say, bishop b7, king d2, rook a8. Now I need to figure out where should I keep my king. How should I keep my pieces? a3, bishop b7, king d2, rook a8. So he has two time pieces, king f7 and rook h8. If I play king e1, king f7, king f1, rook h8, king g1, and then I probably play next move, but I'm just thinking how do I wait, like rook h6 if he just does. I think what fortress could be is like I put pawn on g3 and f3 and I wait king g2, king g1, and if he goes to e file I go king f2, and this way his king also can't enter.
Then he goes rook d3 and comes in.
No, but how will rook will come to d3?
Rook e3, king f2.
But I'll d3. Keep king f2, no? No, rook e8, king f2 I'll go.
Then I'll wait for a move.
Yes, right. So I can't play f3 at all.
I'm not sure, I keep on trying to trick you, so so don't take my words seriously. You have to, because I thought this is unsolvable sort of, but you are just cracking it.
Yeah, but this fortress is...
how to set the fortress is the next point.
I think till a3 I'm right, but after that I have to figure out. a3, bishop b7, king d2, rook a8, king e2, let's say, king f7. Okay, now he'll go to h file, so I have to go to g1 probably. King f1, rook h8, king g1. But then he'll go rook e8, king f1, and if he waits now, let's say rook e6 or something, or king f6, if he plays king f6. King f6, I have to play something f3 or g3, g4, I don't know. g4 doesn't make sense because his king will come g5, king g5, king f4. So if I play g3, king f5, now I can't wait anymore, I have to play f3, rook e3, king f2, rook d3, king e2, king f6 or something, or he'll just wait with the bishop a6.
But the rook is hanging.
Pawn is on c4, no?
a4, b5, d5.
There is no pawn on c4. Okay. I just thought there is pawn on c4. Yeah, I didn't visualize correctly. So probably this is it, f3, g3, and I just wait, no?
Yes.
So you're tricking me, yeah? I solved it like a minute ago and you just wanted to...
You had solved it already, but I was like, how can this guy get it so quickly? So
you wanted to have fun, yeah? At my expense. Good.
But fantastic. I think the initial part, the way you went through the possibilities, because there were many, but you understood knight has to be sacrificed on d6. But not just that, you also calculated the lines, like rook f8 first move. It's not so simple. So basically it was bit of imagination and also calculation.
Yeah, I mean, I've solved studies with some similar patterns where, you know, it's some fortress kind of stuff.
So you this was very simple for you, but I think it was a very tough one, yeah, in a way. So now I think this one, the last one, will really test you, because it has also a good bit of calculation. Because in this one, I guess imagination was much more important.
Yeah, just the concept, and then
yes,
and then not remembering that there's no pawn on c4. I was trying to figure out why it's not winning, but just f3 g3.
Yeah, the rook is trapped anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, king g6, rook d5.
You're telling white's position.
Yes.
King g6,
rook d5, bishop d4, pawns a6, d6, f4.
Okay.
Now just to interrupt a bit, when I'm saying the position, do you set it up on a 3D board in your mind or a 2D board, or
2D.
there is no board? 2D board. Yeah, it's like this.
My mind is not so advanced for 3D. It's very basic.
No, I mean in
it's
3D
2D.
in the sense your normal board which you play on.
I know, but it's chess based. It's like a.
So you're putting up a normal computer
or normal 2D
chess-based board.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's what younger generation does. Yeah. King g6, rook d5, bishop d4, a6, d6, f4.
But now that you said, you know, it's completely jumbled. Now I'm trying to put it on 3D and 2D. It's
I'm messing with your mind.
Yes, clearly.
Okay. So let's get back to 2D. So white position is clear.
King g6, rook d5, bishop d4, d6, a6, f4.
Yes. Black, king e8, queen a4, pawns a5, d2, g5, g2.
Okay, king e8, queen a4, a5, d2, g5, g2.
Yes. Have you seen this before? Okay. So this one, I think
white pawn is on a6, right?
Yes. Now this one I want you to work out, because there are a lot of possibilities right from the first move itself.
And the good thing is I have some time. I mean, d1 queens also doesn't check or something. Yeah. g1 there is no queen. The queen doesn't check. Also I have bishop on d4. I have 2 pawns. So white to play and win, or it's a draw?
Yes, to win.
To win. Yeah. So okay, if I play d7 check, which is the most natural move, he has to take queen d7 probably, otherwise I just queen d7. Now rook d7, king d7. Okay, only logical move is a7, but then d1 queen, and he takes on d4. I have no tricks, so this doesn't work. So I have to probably start with a7, first move. Now I'm threatening a8 queen, so he can give me check on c2, which is one option, or he can go queen c6 to stop the queen as well as pinning me. Queen c6 somehow feels more natural, so I'll calculate that first. Now I can give 8 queen check, queen a8, d7. King d8 is lame, probably. Okay, king e7. Now just bishop c5 and queens. No, bishop c5, king e6, rook d6 is there. King d. So what is the trick? d7. Probably he has to play king d8, bishop b6, king e7. Now d8 queens is queen d8, bishop d8, then king e6. Somehow I feel there should be mate somewhere here, trying to figure out, but because if I play rook d8, he has g1 queens, and then my d8 rook is hanging, and then d pawn is unstoppable. So I have to give bishop d8, king e6, now something. So I can play rook d2, g1 queen. I have f5 check, which I probably have to do. King e5. Now rook d4, because queen d4 is bishop f6, king d4 is bishop d6. Is it? This is the solution? You're laughing. I missed something over.
You made me kind of speechless, because you started from the position where there were so many options. You chose the right option at every point, I guess through your intuition, and you got the key move in like a jiffy. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, it's very pretty, this study. It's really
I think
pretty.
for a second you can be a bit immodest and say that you did well.
I should be like Carlson, yeah, who's, if he was asked yesterday, who is your favorite player? And he said, myself 3 years ago. I should be more like him.
Yeah, you can be like, my favorite player is myself when I solved this study. Because you did phenomenally well. I think the tough moves for sure were to decide on queen c6 or queen c2 check first. But once again your intuition said queen c6, and I'm not going to ask you to calculate queen c2.
Well, basically the thing is queen c2, king g7, and now after queen c6, d7 is not pinned, so you can just white can just play d7.
Yeah, also queen c2 f5 is also helps white in a way,
true.
because
Bishop f6 will
just
be made.
push the pawn. And so after you played queen c6, 8, queen 8, d7. King e7 is just one additional move, because
just bishop c5 and king e6 is rook d6 and king can't move. So
exactly, but this is again an important line to calculate.
Right.
So king d8, bishop b6, king e7, d8, and now you did find bishop d8. And here after king e6, it's easy to sort of stop, give up the calculation. What kept you going here?
somehow I felt that as I said, I felt that some mate is there, because king doesn't have many squares. So I felt, because something can be here, and that's why I didn't stop here. Otherwise, maybe during the game I would.
Yeah, but okay, you train here and then it helps you in the game.
Yeah.
So rook takes d2, g1 queen, and f5, king e5, and once again here you found rook d4 in a matter of seconds. How did you do that?
Well, I mean, method of elimination: bishop f6 or bishop c7, king e4, and king escapes. So I have to stop his king, and somehow this pattern, I once missed a similar pattern against Swidler, and I had like 30 seconds, and it was like +6. It was similar, like this pin, on this queen, like rook d4, king d4, bishop b6, and you take this. So I had.
When was this played?
In world teams, and I can give some knight check, and the king comes in this pin, and I play queen f8, black king is on d6 and queen b4, I think, something like this, and I take this. But it's not like immediately, but I have to give few checks, and this position was reached, and I regretted this. So good that I'm learning from the mistakes.
Yes, one more thing is, to play rook d4 when you are given this position and you know that you are right until here is easy.
Yes.
But to not know whether this is the correct, because now king e4 is coming, king f4 may come, but
somehow this felt like the solution, because it's quite forcing, and it something felt that the king is trapped and almost
Amazing. So rook d4, and now there's either you lose the queen or it's checkmate.
Yeah, it's very nice study. It's very pretty.
It's composed by Johannes Affeck.
Very nice one.
And it was given, this Dieren Open in Dutch.
Yes.
The Dutch Open.
Yeah.
They have a study every year where it's comes as a puzzle for everyone to solve for that year of the Dutch Open. And this was won in 2014.
Very nice.
So you cracked it very well. Vidit, this was fantastic. On a parting note, I would like to ask, many times you said, I feel that this is the right move. So how did you develop this feel, and how can the players develop that?
Well, first thing is, in studies, something which is like very pretty or attractive is usually the solution, because that's the whole point of the study. It's very beautiful. And because once you see it, rook d4, immediately you know that it is the move. And many times you see this pattern of knight d6, e d6, and now the pieces can't come out. You feel it that okay, this has to be the solution, because also initially you don't see anything better. And sometimes in studies there is like very one clear line where you know that this has to be it. Otherwise there are some very complex studies which my friend Erwin Lamy gives me where there are like 10 options, both all look similar, and those ones I really suffer at, but this one straight line I can manage.
So when there are a lot of options, it becomes like a game-like thing.
Yeah,
but
well,
also it
he
has a
usually
pretty finish.
he usually gives me studies with some rook end games, and you know it's like so many options. It's like he really tests my patience there.
Okay, now that you said studies, and I wanted to end it here, but because you know that studies are beautiful and stuff, how about I give you one normal game position so that you don't know whether it will be beautiful or not.
Oh my god, why did I say this?
And to solve it just
Yeah, okay.
as a game. So
sure.
this one is between Dolmatov and Lothier.
Okay.
It was played in 1988.
Okay.
And the position it's a normal game. King h1, queen d3, rook a1, rook f1, bishop c3, knight d4, pawns a5, b2, c2, d5, g2, h2, black king g8, queen d8, rook a8, rook f8, bishop d7, bishop f6, pawns a6, b7, d6, f7, g7, h7.
Okay.
So do I have to repeat the position?
No, I got it. I think I have to play something, I have to sacrifice on f6, that is for sure. How to do it is the question.
Okay.
Either knight c6 first.
You have not seen this game?
No.
Okay.
So knight c6 I think, because rook f6, if I play directly queen f6, knight moves, I don't know where, knight e6 doesn't make sense, queen g6. If I play knight c6, he has queen h4. Otherwise it would be queen h6 also he has probably, and then he escapes. So I have to go knight c6 first, because knight e6 is fe6 and then the rook protects. So let's say he takes with the pawn. Now I have to give rook f6. I think the attack plays for itself, yeah. Gf6, then queen g3, king h8, queen g5, and just bishop f6. And if he doesn't take, the attack is just very strong.
Okay, rook f6, if I play cd5, let's just say.
cd5, okay. So one very nice move is rook h6, but probably it's too much. Black can play f5 or something.
Yeah, not a study, yeah. So.
Yeah. So I can play queen g3. Okay, I mean, I don't know what can black do. g6, then this diagonal is weak. Sooner or later, I mean, the problem is there is more than one way to finish it off, right?
Yeah, I think after c into d5 by black, there are many good moves for white, but one is clearly better than everything else.
Okay.
Like one will give you the win instantly, the others you may have to face some resistance for a few moves.
Okay.
So like queen g3, if I play something like queen c7, I don't think it's still
Over, huh?
over, yeah, because he might still fight. So what are your candidate moves here? I mean, you cracked the position already. The main part, I would not say, if you reached here, I think you would play it in the game already.
I only saw till here. I didn't see what to do next.
But still, this is just some additional training.
I'm just thinking how to finish off. Queen d5 doesn't make sense. Gf6. I was thinking to bring the other rook to the game. Rook f1. Bishop b5. I don't know. Somehow it doesn't look like it's finishing off the game. If I move the rook, he'll play f6 at some point. I was thinking rook d6 maybe, but just queen e7, and I let the grip go. Probably rook h6, what I said
Yes, but it's
initially, because
losing, yeah?
queen g5. Shit.
No, I can take first.
Yeah, gh6 and then queen g5. Queen g3, queen g5. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. What can be it? I can't move the rook. Queen d4 I can. No, queen d4, queen f6. What am I thinking?
So maybe if we go to one of the moves you suggested.
Rook f1.
No, not rook f1, but rook into d6.
Yeah,
But then
queen
you thought,
e7.
like, yeah, he's unraveling, but maybe make it more forcing here.
Black's pawn is on b7?
No.
Okay. Then queen e7, queen d4 I have. f6, queen d5, check. Rook f7, queen a8. Right? I thought this pawn on b7.
So this is what was stopping you from.
Yeah, because I thought there's pawn on b7 and then I don't win the rook, and for one pawn or something it's to give up this.
So you did see that after rook d6, queen e7,
I have
there
queen
is
d4.
queen d4. You
Yeah,
had
but I
seen
thought like Sicilian position, pawn on a5, a6, b7, d6. Pawn is on b5 or what?
No, he had.
No, sorry, there was pawn on b7. I played knight c6.
Yeah, that pawn was the one which came to d5.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I always had this pawn on b7 in my mind. Yeah. Okay.
It's like a blind spot.
Yeah, that pawn came on d5. Yeah.
So rook d6, queen e7, queen d4.
f6, queen d5.
And now if f6 is forced, you go queen d5 and win the bishop. Fantastic. Vidit, congratulations for solving all of this really well. And we hope to do this again.
Yeah,
Maybe take it up a notch.
And I'll be prepared for your tricks next time.